It's been good. It's a learning experience. I've been here 26 years, and you would think over that course of time you would have a great knowledge of how things are going to happen, how they're going to work, and it's still a lot of new things come at you that you thought would, but the response to them and the time it takes to deal with issues, you're always learning. So it's been an interesting year. It's been a good year, but there are things that come up and you didn't know how to respond to them, and so you have to ask past questions and try to go from there and make sure you're doing the best you can at it.
What's the thing or the things that you're most proud of that you've accomplished in the past year?
There's a couple things. One is we are changing our patrol schedule around the first of the year, and the reason for that is this should allow our patrol officers to work in units and be on sides of town consistently and have supervision consistently over that time. Our current schedule is a few different work schedules mixed in, and it makes it difficult to supervise, and it makes it more difficult to have peer group support too. So we are hoping that this will allow for better consistency of supervision. It'll allow for squad integrity, and then it also allows 4 to 5, depending on the month, training days where we have extra staff on those days, and so we'll be able to implement more patrol training, which is difficult to do throughout the year on our current schedule. It's a 24-hour business, and so to get training in can be difficult, and so we worked on this for almost a year now, and it should be implemented right around the first of the year. So that's one of the big ones that we worked on. And then our strategic plan, which has a lot of different strategies in there to accomplish our goals, and that's been over 6-month process to work on that too.
Speaking of that strategic plan, how did you guys kind of go about crafting that?
So the strategic plan, a lot of businesses use those. A lot of government agencies use those, and police departments have been using them. We as a department have never had one in my time here at least. And I looked into strategic planning and why you would want one and what's the purposes of that. And the strategic plan allows you to have short-term goals, long-term goals, in that it also allows you to plan for the future. And with that, it should be able to communicate within the department, within the city entity itself, and then within the community of what direction is the department going and why are we doing this. And so as we looked into strategic planning, one of the good things that I saw around the country and I want to implement with our strategic plan is we take input from not just within this department, not just with the leaders in this department, all personnel in this department, whether it's the civilians, dispatchers, CSI, IT workers, all people, including the officers and commanders, had input in this plan. And then we also went to the city and asked them, the city manager's office, city council, what were they looking for the future of the police department. And then we went into the community and asked questions there of how do you see the department succeeding in the future? What would you like from this department in the future, next 5 years? And so we were able to implement that into this plan also.
You mentioned that the community was involved in actually drafting this strategic plan. What kind of feedback did you hear from them through that process?
A lot of the community members want communication, and they want some version of transparency, just to know, yes, I can tell you something, but they want to verify it too through, whether it's videos or documents, but they want to see what's going on, and they want more communication in a little bit timelier fashion. And a lot of that is what the department itself wants internally too. More communication, they know where we're going, what the purpose of our plans are.
There are 6 main pillars of the strategic plan. How did you guys settle on those 6?
So over the past 5 years, the city has went out and got different companies to come in and do evaluations on our department. One of them was 21st Century Policing. And 21st Century Policing has 6 pillars, very similar, and that's what we based our pillars off of. And those are the cornerstones of how to have a well-run police agency. And that is how we structured our pillars and our goals.
And I noticed that there are some kind of more modern ideas in here, training for mass casualty events, and then also some using more technology. Why is it important that policing continue to evolve?
Well, policing and the public expect that there is a level of technology and efficiency in the department. Technology is helpful when it helps you be efficient at your job and makes cases better, or it makes victimization less. That's good things. If we go into and we get technology and it's a poor product, or we didn't do the correct research on it, or we didn't do the correct training on it, then technology can be kind of a burdensome thing. And so part of our strategic plan is when we look into technology and what the department could use in the future, instead of just me having an idea that some product, this looks great, a sales pitch was awesome, I want to go to the actual users of that product. Who's going to use this product? How will this benefit you? Is this going to make your job better or worse? Relatively simple, but we have not done that consistently in the past of asking the actual user of the product, is this beneficial to you?
Sure, and I noticed one of the goals under high performance and healthy culture is to expand mental health services. Why is that a priority for you?
So I think in the last 10 years, really, maybe a little bit longer, but definitely in the last 10 years, mental health awareness has been a big item in policing and law enforcement, and the recognition that, police officers see a lot of different things, and so do dispatchers, and so do the CSI people. It's not just police officers in this business, but they see a lot of things, and instead of just keeping it internal, that has led to some issues, coping mechanisms that aren't healthy, and being able to be more out in the open about, hey, you do see a lot of things. There are some negative things in this job that you're going to see, and that's part of the business. But here are the resources. There should not be a stigma to having issues with dealing with traumatic events. And we have the ability to go out and say, hey, we have these resources to you. We also have peer support groups that they're the officers themselves that are trained, that they can go talk to the officers, and the first conversation might be, I'm fine, I don't need anything, but they continue to say, hey, these are the resources available, I'm here to talk to you. Just the communication part is big to start breaking the ice. If and when somebody would need assistance, they're able to lead them down the right path instead of isolating and keeping all this stuff inside. That's not a very healthy method. So being able to communicate it, know what the resources are, and knowing that there's not a stigma to this. This is just part of the job, and being able to help you and make sure that your personal life and your work life are both healthy into the future.
One of the 6 pillars is to prevent crime. Can you speak more on how you plan to do that?
So preventing crime obviously is one of the main tenets of law enforcement since its existence. However, with technology, we're able to kind of show, okay, I can't tell you that there's going to be a robbery on Sunday night at this location, but we're able to show trends in crime over a period of time. So what we are able to do is say, let's say Sunday night between 4 and 6 a.m., there tends to be more burglaries. That's the trend that you see. Where is that in town? City of Moines is a big area. It's not just everywhere. So where is the trends? Where is this occurring at? Or as trends pick up, our data is good enough now that I can show when there's events at major venues, we know from past experience, okay, many people don't lock their doors. We should concentrate some efforts to make sure that they're aware before it even occurs to help prevent it, but then also have some enforcement aspect that we are monitoring the area to help if somebody does try to do that.
And there's a whole pillar dedicated to building community trust. Why is it important that the community trusts you guys?
Well, this job, it's very difficult if we isolate ourselves from the community. Very few aspects of law enforcement are truly solved just internally. We need the community's help. We need the community's input of what they observe, witnesses to instance, trends they're seeing. We need the community's help to help lower crime in the city of Des Moines. And so being able to communicate with the community, talk with them, these are important things. When we talk about this pillar, it's again going out and talking to the community. It's not an us versus them. It is a team. And I don't want to get into sports aspects all the time, but as a organization, it works much better as a team than it does as an individual. And same with when we're out in the community, it works so much better as a team environment trying to work together than looking at it as they don't know what they're talking about, we're the professionals. It's all a team, and so we have to have the community's trust and input what they observe. And going out in the community and building relationships ahead of time is important, because trying to build a relationship once an emergency happens or a critical incident happens, it's too late. You really need to go out and build that trust and the communication lines ahead of time.
What's your plan to ensure that this strategic plan is executed?
So this is the big thing with the success of the strategic plan. I've been in this business a pretty long time, and I've seen other ideas come in, and the energy level at the beginning is there, and then the job happens and other aspects come up and other emergencies come up, and then the attention to the execution of the original plan just starts to decline. This plan, we have accountability built into it with each one of our main goals has a champion of that goal, and they're in charge of that. And they're also in charge of the accountability part of that, which has timelines, and it has measurements of how far you are along in that strategy to reach that goal. So the accountability part is big for the success. Timelines. There are going to be issues. You're going to miss timelines, but we have to have the ability to say, why are you missing that? Do you need help? Is there a different method to do that? And one of the things with the accountability part, each month we have a strategic council meeting with the gold champions, myself, and then 5 other personnel from this department. 3 are civilians and 2 are police officers. And at that monthly meeting, you see where each person is on their goal, what they're working on right now, what they're working on in the next 6 months, what they're working on for the year, and then what their future goals are they're planning for that. And you see how far along they are. And you know if they're falling behind. And when we see if they're falling behind, we as a group can say, okay, you're getting behind. How can we help you? What do you need to do? What resources do you need? And that's the main thing, the accountability of a timeline on this.
What's the timeline for when this all will be implemented?
So we've already started it. We started it at the end of October. Some of these things are going to take almost no time, and some are going to take the full 5 years. The items that take more money in planning are going to be later on into this plan, but some of these items don't take much money. They're just resource allocations and planning. So as a department, right around the first of this year, we're going to start physically being able to see some of the things changing in this department. The community will notice a little bit probably around the first of the year too, with our first big change to our patrol schedule as that comes through. But we've already started it. The planning is already done. Now we're just getting the ball rolling and moving forward.
I think that was all the questions I had for you, Chief. Was there any final thoughts that you wanted to share?
You know, I appreciate this opportunity. Nothing with this strategic plan is a secret. We want it broadcast as loudly by everybody who knows about it, reads about it. It's available on our city website. We're pushing it out on our police app. This is a thing to be celebrated as we move forward. It is to make this city a better place and this department one of the best departments in the country.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.